What's going on, guys? It's QwazyDog here, and today is June 29th, the day that the embargo is finally lifted, and we get to learn more about the RX 480 from AMD. But is it worth it? Stay tuned to find out. Alright guys, so welcome back, and like I said before, today is the day that the embargo finally lifted, and we get to learn everything there is to know about the AMD RX 480. Now for me personally, I have the AMD R9 290 non-X, just the regular version. It's a Power Color PCS Plus edition, and I've been in the market for a little while for a new card. It's starting to get to the point that I have to dial back some of my settings to maintain some frames when it comes to what the old card can do. You can see it boxed up in the back behind me. Now the 480 had my attention for a few reasons. One, obviously it's a new card. It's going to be very well versed for VR, so I figured, well, it's going to be really good for today's games as well, right? Well, yes and no. Now for me personally, I'm a little underwhelmed when it comes to the hype that was actually put around this card during the press conferences. It looked like it was going to be very competitive with the new GTX 1070 and a slayer to maybe the 980. And I mean, that's simply not the case. Taking a look, we see that it comes very, very close and under most of the benchmarks from the GTX 970. Now that's not a bad thing. The 970 is a great card, so why am I bummed that the 480 is just under it or meets the specifications of that card? Now, taking a look at the benchmarks that were released today from a variety of different channels, we've got JayzTwoCents, LinusTechTips, Awesomesauce Network, just tons of coverage around this card. Again, the embargo lifted, so the internet is just full of stats and specs, and we're not relying on those leaks anymore. But we can see that it actually performs under most of the times the GTX 970, which is a much older card. And that's even basing this off of the 8GB version of the RX 480 compared to the 3.5GB version of the GTX 970. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, Qwazy, it's a value-oriented card. At $199 US, or I believe $240 US for the 8GB version, nothing else can really touch the performance. Well, I hate to say, but that's not really correct. Taking a look at today, we can see that in Canada at least, the GTX 970 took a massive price drop and is only $20 to $30 more than the RX 480. Now, going that route with an older card, you will be getting a few more frames in most games with the exclusion of DX12 titles or AMD optimized titles like Hitman 2016. But with the inclusion of the GTX 970, you're actually getting all of the extras like Ansel and Shadowplay that a lot of people really love to utilize when it comes to a creative standpoint and a gaming standpoint as well. Now, I've yet to see benchmarks utilizing the full 8GB when it comes to rendering, and that's something I'm also personally a little bit interested in, to obviously render out these videos, so I might take a look into that. But all in all, how do you guys feel? I mean, for you guys watching this video, you've probably been very curious of the RX 480's performance as well, and where it was going to stack up with the GTX lineup. Are you underwhelmed as well? Do you feel this card is actually right where you felt it should be? And given these benchmarks, what do you guys think we're going to see with the RX 470 and 460? I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Now as well, in the description below, I will be linking a few channels I'd mentioned before that have some great reviews and benchmarks and noise samples and things like that around this card if you want maybe a more professional outlook on how it operates. I myself obviously don't have one, so I have to go based on what everybody else is saying. But if you've made it this far, guys, please make sure to leave a like if you like the content and subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next video, my name is QwazyDog, you guys have been awesome, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.